Hello, everybody. It's rather unusual stream. We have what passes for good news, though. I mean, this is about Virginia, and I have spoke to MC about it. And to put it bluntly, no offense to Virginia or Virginians in general. Yes, this does include you. You know full damn freaking well that the Democrats are going to be fighting this in the court and sitting there bitching and playing silly buggers. Why? Because, well, they did the last election. They're doing it this election. They're going to do it for you guys. And apparently, Stacey Abrams, I believe, was the name mentioned. Apparently, she has refused to accept the Georgia thing, and that's been going for bloody ages. So expect this to be a fight. Okay. Anything you want to say that's within the 5 minutes, Doku?
Well, yeah, I'm going to get into all of that, not just Virginia, and we'll talk about Stacey, we'll talk about Terry McAuliffe, we'll talk about Obama, we'll talk about Biden, we'll talk about Kamala Harris. We will also talk about New Jersey, Buffalo, and Seattle, and also Texas. So I'm going to do my best not to gloat, which means I'm going to be gloating quite a lot.
But now to get us in trouble, because, well, what the hell, I feel like it. This is a story that was given to me. Yes, I'm doing that story, Doku. No, I don't care. Okay. Man killed his daughter's boyfriend for selling her into sex trafficking. Yeah, he shouldn't be arrested. He should be given a medal. And I'm still trying not to say anything that's going to get me in trouble. But quite simply, according to Shirati, churches in VA should lose tax exempt status. Any reason?
Well, because so that story, there was an ad done by, I believe it was the Stacey Abrams and I think also Kamala Harris, and they were playing these ads during church services, which, yeah, that's kind of a reason for you to lose tax exempt status. You're not supposed to do that.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. All right, cool. Yes, like I was saying, this gentleman found out that the daughter's boyfriend, yeah, put her in a sex slave ring, and the father was, how am I going to put this politely? Oh, rather unhappy with this. And apparently, it seems he went and discussed it with the boyfriend, and the discussion didn't go well. And it seemed, yeah, I'm trying to be, I don't know if you've actually read this, Doku, but it's worth reading just for, seriously, for the lols.
Actually, I did, and weirdly enough, I first heard about it because I saw Yellow Flash, who normally covers comic book stuff,
Yep.
reposted on Twitter, and is, in his words, "This man is a hero." And so I
Yes.
read the article, and I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all.
I am totally comfortable with this. Yes, this this gentleman decided to explain things to the boyfriend, and it seems the explanation went a little bit vigorous. And the boyfriend was found in the back of the car after the father dumped the vehicle. My version is this. Actually, MC agrees with me. He shouldn't have actually hidden the body and things like that. It is the plot of Taken, isn't it? Do you know what? It almost is. It really almost is. I love the idea. I truly do, Oz. I know that we're trying to keep good, and we are going to be good little boys and not say things that upset Papa Mazza.
Only for the first family-friendly 5 minutes. After that,
Yep.
all bets are off.
All bets are off. We've got 40 seconds, mate. So, like I was saying, I think it's a brilliant idea that the guy did this. In all fairness, I truly, truly wish that people would do this sort of thing in the Midlands area in England. And quite simply, the boyfriend is scum and deserves everything he gets. Your opinion, Doku, 5 seconds.
All right. Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna use my dad joke.
Beep, 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 beep.
All right, Family Friendly 5 is done. All right, fuck the bullshit. Fuck the algorithm. Fuck YouTube. So, yeah, this dude's an absolute fucking scumbag. And I'm going to burn my dad joke for the stream and say, it sounds to me like they had some rather pointed words, and the boyfriend didn't win that argument.
Nice. Okay, you can have that one. I like that.
But yeah, you know what? I would probably have done the same thing. Like, I'm sorry if I was a dad and I had a daughter and I found out that shit happened. Yeah, you forfeit your right to life, in my opinion. The courts might not agree, and I disagree with the courts. So, in the trunk you go, buddy.
Yep. From Matt, mostly peaceful transfer to the afterlife. I agree, mate. It's definitely mostly peaceful.
Well, considering the culture that has been imported to certain areas of the world, yes, it would technically be mostly peaceful because that's the narrative that they have chosen to go with. So I'm just playing by the rules.
True. Technically, by agreeing with this, you are being cultural, and after all, refusing to be cultural is wrong.
Yeah, see, I'm being a good progressive.
If they actually do charge him, aren't they technically breaking the cultural laws?
You know, I'm sure there's a lawyer out there who is far more clever than I am who could probably make that argument and probably win.
Not that I expect any leftists to be listening to this show, but if by chance you happen to be, if nothing else, you're there to take the piss out of us or whatever, just remember, they want to arrest this man for doing what the Afghanis consider perfectly acceptable. Now, isn't that disgusting?
I know that'd be discrimination.
I agree. Anyway, you wish to talk about the most wonderful things that have happened in Virginia, but before we do, let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, all yours, mate.
So I guess let's start with this. So the reason the title of the stream is Brandon Says We're Gonna Win is because good old Joe was up there doing, well, for once, actually talking in coherent sentences, which is rare enough on its own.
And not pooping himself?
Yeah, no, surprise, surprise.
Maybe
they decided not to give him the ice cream before he does the conference or talks to anybody of importance. You get the ice cream after, Joe.
Actually, I want to talk about that. If you don't mind, I'm sorry that I'm doing this randomly, but I believe lithium actually does cause you to have the squits, i.e., Montezuma's revenge, whichever term you wish to use. And you was the one that was suggesting maybe they actually put that in his ice cream. Do you remember that conversation?
Actually, yeah, I do remember saying it wouldn't shock me if they're hiding medication in his ice cream. That's why he's always eating it. Keeps him publicly acceptable, shall we say?
Keeps him clean. Sorry. Not sorry.
I see no reason to apologize.
Yeah. Just, throwing it out there, does that sound reasonable? I mean, if they are mixing his ice cream and it ends up with the runs, does that really surprise you? Though I've got to say, doing it in front of the Pope, not necessarily a plan.
Holy shit, Joe. But no, in all seriousness, that actually wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. Because if I remember in the past, there was another president who was having I don't remember if it was cognitive decline or if he had some sort of physical disability and they were trying to hide it. So they were hiding the medication that he had to take on a regular basis in his food. And it was found out years and years later that the reason he was always eating or snacking while doing public appearances was because he had to take regular medication. And so that was their little workaround.
Wasn't that, and I'm willing to be wrong here, but wasn't that Reagan?
See, I don't remember, so I don't want to say who, but
Matt has just said exactly the same thing, Reagan.
Then it probably was. I just remember hearing the story. I don't remember what president it was.
Fair. I know it's like some point in the 80s, and hell, he came in. I think I literally only just born. So yeah, yeah. I know this is before your time, Doku. Don't give me that rubbish. I know.
Yeah, not by much though.
Fair.
I'm not that young anymore.
Oh, you're getting old. Yeah.
At least
Anyway,
we can still form coherent sentences.
pressure.
International pressure. Come on, man. The thing.
Yeah, that.
But anyways, the reason for the title of the stream is because a reporter had asked Biden after he tried to campaign for him, and this was, I think it was Stacey Abrams, then Kamala, then Biden, then Obama. So I mean, they really roll out all the stops for McAuliffe in Virginia. But Biden was asked about McAuliffe's slipping poll numbers and if it might be an indicator of a rejection or some dissatisfaction with Biden's presidency. And so our glorious resident in chief's response was, "We're going to win." Well, Biden.
Wow.
You're right. You're right, Brandon. We're going to win.
Wow.
Just not in the way you thought. No wonder they hate the "Let's Go Brandon" meme so much. It's because for anybody that's not aware, Virginia has been blue for, I say Virginia, glorified DC suburb plus some state to the south, has been blue for the past couple of elections. And Fairfax, Loudoun County, Prince William, that's the majority of the population center, plus Richmond, and then the Roanoke, Newport News, the coastal region down there in the south. Those are the most populous areas. The rest of the state, solid red. But those heavily populated areas are usually pretty solidly blue. Like, we're talking double-digit points.
Before you continue, Shirati has something she's asking. It's, what do you have to say about Jill wanting camel toe gone from the White House?
You know, it doesn't surprise me because, like MC said, there are 3 different factions vying for power within the White House, and there's about 5 vying for power in the greater Democratic Party as a whole. But Kamala represents one of those factions, so yeah, it's in her best interest to undermine Joe. That's the reason, and I quote, in regards to the Afghanistan debacle, they're not going to pin that shit on me. So, nah, Kamala's doing what Kamala does best, and that's looking out for her own self-interest. She's an opportunist, and she's good at it. I'll give her credit where it's due.
Fair.
But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Joe wants her gone because, yeah, Kamala could easily undermine Joe because she is an opportunist.
Yeah. Actually, I was chatting to MC about this, if we're talking about this for a sec. Okay, I'm going to throw some ideas, and I want your opinion. Do you okay with this?
Works for me.
All right. It's the 25th Amendment to kick out the president. Confirm?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been told it's the 25th Amendment to also kick out the vice president. Is that right?
Yeah, you can use the 25th for both, I believe.
Okay. So that then goes to Pelosi. Am I correct?
Yes, Pelosi would be next in line, assuming she still runs again for re-election and wins it.
So even if we get rid of 2 of the worst things that could happen to America, you'll end up with the next worst thing that could happen to America. Am I correct?
To be honest, I would actually rather keep Kamala and keep Pelosi as Speaker of the House, because Pelosi does not need to be anywhere near the presidency.
Okay, that's a fair statement. All right. So you're looking at waiting till the 2022 thingy to go off. Hope that the Republicans become, House. So hope the Republicans take over the House and kick her the hell out. Does that sound right?
That's what we're hoping for. But again, the rumors are that Pelosi might not even consider running for re-election. I mean, the woman's in her 80s as well.
True. What are we thinking? That Chuck Schumer guy?
Well, Schumer's in the Senate. I'm not sure who would take over speakership in the House. If I'm thinking of Democrats, it's not going to be Nadler.
Mhm.
I mean, I can guarantee you one thing is going to happen. The squad is going to turn on each other like a pack of rabid hyenas and try to eat each other alive for that position. You're gonna you're gonna see AOC, Ilan Omar, Ariana Presley, and Rashida Tlaib. Just oh no, who's the other one? Rashida Tlaib, Ariana Presley. Yeah, Rashida Tlaib's the other one. Yeah, they're gonna try to go at each other's throats because they all want that position.
Apparently, it's 25th to kick out the speaker as well, according to Sharati. So thank you, hon.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know if it applied to any of sitting House or Senate members as well. So thank you for that clarification.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, just, I just want to ask, different country, we do shit differently. Oh, have you heard about the stroke of genius that's going on over here?
Which one? I've heard a couple of stories from your side of the pond.
Okay, about Boris Johnson and what he wants to do about tweets.
Oh, yes, yes, I heard about this, and oh boy,
Ladies and,
oh
one
boy.
sec. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the taking the piss out of the British section. Go for it.
So, Boris Johnson has come up with the brilliant idea that if you, I forget how they worded it.
Pile on.
Yeah, if you try to pile on, or in other words, like ratio someone on Twitter, that it's somehow considered a criminal form of harassment and could be up to 2 years in jail, some shit like that.
Yes. So we could have a bunch of prisoners sitting around. What did you do? Oh, I murdered 4 people. Oh, I raped 15. Oh, I stole this many million. I wrote a tweet. Somehow, I don't know. I just don't see that working. What do you say?
I don't understand how they would even implement this. Like, is it only if I comment once when they're already ratioed? Is it commenting twice? Is it commenting 3 times? Well, how do we define this?
Yeah.
What the hell?
And here's the point, okay? If let's say you did the original tweet and then other people jumped on it and ratioed said tweet, who gets charged? You, them, all of them? What?
I don't know. It sounds very subjective.
Yeah, that means any tweet that any Brit sends, i.e., me, theoretically, if with this whole ratioing thing, that could be used as a way of getting rid of people, couldn't it?
Theoretically, yes. Also, I didn't even think about this.
Go on.
If I comment on it but don't like the tweet, that contributes to the ratio. Is that illegal? But if I like it, it doesn't because I'm helping balance it out? Or what if I just like it but don't comment? Is that like, do I get a free pass then? Like, I don't understand how this would work.
This is why I'm thinking it's actually really freaking dangerous. Do you know what? First of all, this is not a call for action. I repeat, this is not a call for action. What Brits actually need to do is wait until dear old Boris actually puts out a tweet of any form. Literally, we don't care what it is. We need to ratio the living hell out of it and see if we can get him nicked. Watch that law change.
I was actually just thinking the same thing, which is why I'm about to look. Does Boris Johnson have a Twitter account?
Probably. Yeah, actually, yeah. I think he's literally Bojo is his Twitter name. Yeah. Just, because I don't know how they're planning on doing it. Because after all, is it that you're allowed to comment on something or, ratio something up to, say, maybe 5, and 6 plus, they're going to arrest you? Well, that means it could be needing to arrest like 20 to 30 people minimum. Sharati, that is why this is not a call for action. I would never give the suggestion that people actually do this to any of Boris's tweets. That would be illegal.
I very much agree. I am Definitely not doing anything right now at all.
Oh, what's that? Just calling it up. Yep.
I'm definitely not doing anything at all.
You did it. Yes. Oh.
Oops. I promise I do not. Oh, I already said that. Cool.
Oops.
There's always workarounds.
Hey, Jacob. Yep.
I'm not doing anything.
Here's the funny thing. You're in another country. It doesn't apply to you.
I know.
So, yeah. Oh, this is good. Actually, I'm going to now pick on Jacob for a bit. Jacob, you want to talk about hobbits, mate? Just look at what they're doing in the new Silmarillion TV series. I'm sorry. I can almost live with black hobbits. I can just about cope with Indian hobbits. If I have to, I'll deal with the Oriental hobbits. But Maori hobbits? Really? Really? What? Yeah, of course you haven't talked about hobbits in months. You've had all the hobbits. What is going on, man? How the hell do they think that Maori hobbits? I mean, it's not like Maori are, violent sociopathic killers or anything. No one's ever heard of them doing that. And halflings, I mean, I'm being serious now. You don't get a more passive race than the hobbits. Yeah, look, the only major advantage with the Japanese hobbits is their height, and you know it. Actually, funny enough, dude, I won't. Especially with the fact that that they're changing the entire history of they're literally doing it by 1,000 years, just because no one will notice 1,000 years of modification much. Anyway, anything else you want to take the piss out of the Brits for, mate? Because this one's for free.
Let me just scroll through, check some stuff real quick. Good lord, how many fucking notifications could I possibly have in one day? Fucking Christ. Okay, just out of curiosity, what is this?
Accurate?
I was hoping it was going to be funny, but yeah, these are actually, wow, these are all Biden quotes too. Holy shit.
Yeah. Wow. By the way, Matt, take a look at Alice in Borderland, the TV series, mate. If you like your anime, it's honestly, it is like a live action anime. Give it a go, dude. It's actually really quite good. I will actually promote it. Okay.
That's enough Twitter.
Yeah.
Back to the topic at hand now that I
Yes.
definitely did not ratio or commit any potentially illegal acts of ratioing someone on the interwebs that might or might not hold a position of political office in a different country from mine.
Don't do that, anybody. That would be bad. That would be breaking the law. Do not go to that Twitter at any point and ratio them. I am standing up against this. Do you think that covers us?
We're good boys. We're going to win.
Yeah. We good zom. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways, back to the topic at hand. So I'll get the easy ones out of the way first. So apparently, Seattle elected a Republican. I think it was Attorney General, or was it Attorney General or DA? Either way, it was a Republican that has some legal power. So that just goes to show you, it seems like Seattle's tired of their city getting burned down, and maybe that defund the police campaign wasn't the banger that you thought it was going to be. So either way, that's just funny because Seattle might be a bit of a bellwether. Might want to pay attention to that one. Yeah. So then the other one is Buffalo. There was an incumbent, a Democrat, who, as the progressives are doing with the vying five political powers that are trying to take control of the Democratic Party right now, the progressives happen to be one of them. And their most effective strategy is to go after blue Democrats with no Republican challenger and challenge them with a more progressive, more left, more, let's say, shaved head, wokey, Marxism good, capitalism bad, AOC type of candidate. And this is what they attempted to do in Buffalo, New York. This guy won on a write-in campaign.
Wow.
Yeah. The socialist lost to a write-in campaign.
Wow. I don't know what to say to that, actually. That's
hilarious.
Yeah.
Quite amusing. So that's just funny. Texas, there was a blue seat that was open and they managed to flip it red. So congratulations. Good for you, Texas. Not terribly great information there. It's just, good to know that Texas ain't flipping blue anytime soon. So sorry, California. Gonna have to wait your turn.
One thing from Susan. Amazing, isn't it? State map looks red except for high crime urban areas blue. What a shock. Are you trying to suggest that the Democrats don't know what they're doing? I'm shocked. Shocked, I say.
Yeah, it's almost like we can, I don't know, look at statistics, and definitely those statistics wouldn't show that the highest crime rate and highest poverty areas happen to be in highly urbanized, very deep blue cities and across the United States, regardless of what state you look at, but that's just statistics.
Cough, cough, Baltimore. Cough, cough.
Let's see how many we can list. There's Baltimore, New York, Seattle, San Francisco, San Jose, San Francisco, LA, Baltimore, DC, Richmond, not Jacksonville. What's the other one? There's one in Florida, Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, Texas, Austin, surprisingly enough. Also San Antonio, but not nearly as bad. Again, all strangely enough, blue and red Texas, high crime rate, higher than anywhere else in the state. There's one in South Carolina. I forget the name. Is it Raleigh or? Yeah, I think it's Raleigh. I don't know. Almost all of them are blue, and then there's a few in Ohio.
Okay.
But I think there's like 2 red areas on that list that just happen to be red suburbs of blue areas. So close proximity to blue areas, but still red. It's almost like there's bleed off a little bit. It's almost like, I don't know, criminals, when areas kind of get loose for the pickings, they sort of move to where pickings are good, which generally tend to be more affluent areas, which tend to be red.
From Falcon, we've got Albany, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, and Macon, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Savannah was the one I was thinking of, but
okay.
Yeah, I hear Albany and Macon are really fucking bad. I hear Savannah's a shithole too. Nice to visit. Don't want to live there.
Fair.
Oh, and I take it back. Affluent areas, or at least middle-class areas, tend to be largely red unless it's a gated community full of millionaires and billionaires, which case they generally tend to be very blue. I wonder why. Martha's Vineyard, cough, cough.
I'm trying not to laugh, but this is funny.
Or the Hollywood Hills.
Really? Gosh, I'm shocked. Notice how shocked I am.
Oh, I mean, it's not like the Twitch's favorite socialist Hassan Piker, who makes God knows how much money, he's trying to pander to socialism or pander socialism and communism to a bunch of twits and fucking idiots on Twitch.
Yeah.
Didn't just buy $1 million home in a very affluent gated community blue area, now did he? Very socialist of you, much wow. But anyways.
Yeah.
So, Virginia. To frame this properly, just this morning on Twitter, I saw progressive trending. I saw racist trending. I saw Trumpism trending. And I saw white supremacy trending.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet everybody can guess why. I don't think I need to spell it out for you. Now, here's the funny part. Because Glenn Youngkin won the gubernatorial race in Virginia, of course, the typical talking heads, MSNBC, CNN, even some people who work for or used to work for Fox News, all your typical garbage outlets are completely freaking out. Like, this just shows that America's afraid of change and they hate black and brown people and there's systemic racism and white supremacy and this and that. All over a Glenn Youngkin win and a very close race in New Jersey that, yes, I saw in the chat earlier, they're currently trying to cheat. I'm sure they will. 50-50 chance. If it does flip red, then icing on the cake, because Virginia's a win enough in and of itself. I'll take it. If we take New Jersey, then, oh boy, I cannot wait to see the meltdown that Don Lemon and Rachel Maddow and Joy are going to have, because that is just, that'll be an early Christmas, to say the least.
1 sec. Oz, yes. All of the things that were said about questioning the election results are now perfectly acceptable if they do it. It's only if you guys do it that it's wrong. Just remember, it's okay for them. It's bad for you guys.
You know, I actually hope they do. Because the first two counties in Virginia that I want them to check the results for are going to be Fairfax, Loudoun, Prince William, and Richmond.
Loudoun. I wonder why they're...
Yeah, let's check all the deep blue areas. Well, even though Loudoun was supposed to be double digits, and I think they only won that by the single digits, so Loudoun was very close to going red. Which Loudoun is supposed to be we're literally a suburb of DC. I mean, it is blue as blue can get, second only to Fairfax. And Loudoun now was, of the three blue DC suburbs being Prince William, Fairfax County, and Loudoun County, Loudoun was the least blue of the three. Yeah. So, all right. Audit the election results. Be my guest. I would like to see how many of those ballots in Fairfax were actually legitimate.
No, they're only going to audit the ones that they need to. You know it and I know it.
Oh, of course. And, well, because Terry McAuliffe already conceded, it would be a really strategically dumb move for them to do that, because audit every county. It wouldn't go in their favor, I can tell you that, because I'm pretty confident Loudoun flipped red. Like, I live here. I've seen how much support McAuliffe has, and, well, I guess I should rephrase that. I've seen the lack of support for McAuliffe.
Yeah.
With like one or two random people who were just, I'm not even going to go into that story. That's a story for another date, for another time. Parents don't even know how to drive a manual transmission, and they can't teach their kids how to drive a manual transmission. So why should they be telling teachers what to teach their kids? You're trying to equate teaching a kid how to drive a car with teaching a kid math and science and history, and not teaching them you're bad or good because of the color. Yeah, never mind. Rabbit hole, not going down it. So one thing to understand about Virginia, and this is what really has a crawl up the Democrats' ass right now. In Virginia, yes, you do have to produce an ID. It will be scanned. You can't double vote. You would have to produce a fake ID in order to do so. Not saying that they don't do that, but it's less sketchy than, say, California or Minneapolis. The other thing is they were trying to pass a law to get rid of this. It didn't work. If you're going to vote by mail, there has to be a witness and there has to be a signatory on it. So there has to be at least one person to sign off that, yes, this person's legit. It's who they say they are. They filled it out. You have to have a signatory. There has to be a witness. So it's much more difficult to cheat in Virginia. Not saying they don't, but it's just much more difficult.
Yeah.
Which is why the left is losing their ever-living minds. Because apparently Republicans in blue Virginia turned out in enough amounts that they couldn't have a hope of cheating. I mean, MSNBC called it before Fox News because the math literally did not add up.
Oh.
Like, at the point in time, I think this was around 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
There were enough votes counted, enough votes in, with the exception of Fairfax doing it. So we need to recount some of these, like 20,000 ballots. They didn't have enough. Even if you recounted everything and McAuliffe wins 90% of the 10% remaining, that's what he would need, which is statistically impossible. It's not going to happen. So, of course, McAuliffe conceded, which now that he's conceded, he can't challenge the election. This is the reason that Hillary Clinton told Joe Biden, don't concede no matter what, because that's the reason. Joe Biden had conceded, Trump would have won. We'd have Trump in the office instead of your Truman or come on, man, the thing. Now, that's all great news for Virginia. And oh, by the way, yes, apparently the people that are saying Virginia's a bunch of racist and white supremacists and this and that, we just elected our first Latino AG, Attorney General, and our lieutenant governor is a ex-Marine black woman. Mm-hmm. But sure, keep telling me about that racist white supremacist Virginia.
From Shirati, it wasn't just Republicans, Doku. It was the Democrats voting Republican candidate because of the policies.
Oh yeah, that was a big aspect as well. There were a lot of Democrats, especially in Loudoun County and Fairfax County, who were just disgusted with the way that Democratic policies have been going, especially Democratic-leaning white women who generally are always a solid Democrat blue vote in this state. I mean, every suburban mom in Northern Virginia almost always, without a doubt, votes blue. Until you decide to say that, the Republicans' phony outrage over kid being raped. It's just a racist dog whistle, and I don't think parents should be telling teachers what to think. And yeah, tell that to the suburban white woman voting base, which predominantly votes for you guys. Good job. McAuliffe, Obama, good job. I applaud you. Way to shoot yourself in the foot, idiots.
Yep.
It just goes to show you how out of touch they are. Like, they don't even understand their own voter base in their own freaking state. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, Martha's Vineyard's in Virginia. Obama lives in Martha's Vineyard. He should know better.
Something from Jacob. There's quite a bit, so be prepared. Right. Okay, I'm going to have to call this out, guys. Sincerely, I say this. No one should be going out of their way to say I'm not racist because of the POC I know or voted for. Doesn't matter. They're going to throw racist at you no matter what. I agree with him completely on this. It does not matter what you do. You can bend the knee as much as humanly possible. It's not enough.
Oh, no, he's 100% correct. What I'm pointing out is it's hilarious that they're saying, oh, it's so racist. Everyone's racist, including the black and the Latino who just got elected and were Republicans. Racist. Mm-hmm. And look at what they did to, what was the guy who was trying to run against Newsom in California? Clarence Thomas, I think his name was?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, he's just an Uncle Tom. He's a white supremacist. Just look at what they're doing with Dave Chappelle. It doesn't fucking matter because these people only they only have two tricks. They either brand you bad word that has a visceral reaction and cheat. Larry Elder. Thank you, Sean.
Okay. Cheers, mate.
Yeah,
by the way, did you see the picture of the brain sellers that actually were helping out by putting the tiki torches to get rid of the Republican in Virginia. Did you
Oh,
see that? No, yeah,
yeah.
just yes.
Yeah.
That's what I need. Yes or no? That's a yes. Did you notice that one of them was most definitely part of the KKK, him being, black?
To be fair, that was the most diverse group of white supremacists I've ever seen.
I agree.
Very, very diverse white supremacy. And then, of course, the Lincoln
Hilarious.
Project. The Lincoln Project comes out. It's like, we're Republicans. Vote for Terry McAuliffe. Also, we're going to stage a tiki torch thing. Oh, we're just doing it to remind people of Charlottesville and this very fine people on both sides, except the white supremacists, the ones that Trump actually did call out that the media conveniently loves to leave out that little sound clip of. Yeah, play the whole thing in its entirety, please. And when you do, watch them lose their fucking ever-living shit. It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. BLM branch of the clan from Sean. Oh, you are so right, dude. You are so right.
Oh god, but the sad part is it's true. The BLM and the KKK, both Democrat organizations, have essentially the same fucking playbook.
Yeah.
And notice how the majority of BLM is white liberals telling black people they're oppressed.
Yeah. Oh, have you heard about how bad BLM is being treated by you lot nowadays?
Oh yeah, they're imploding pretty bad.
It's not good. Okay. Last time I saw it, it's basically back down to where they were before all of this George Floyd shit show happened, and it's not going up; it's going down.
Yeah, well, let's just say they've outlived their usefulness for the puppet masters, so they're being cast aside like broken puppets because that's how this shit works. And all of a sudden, the useful idiots are starting to find this out the hard way. I mean, you knew it was bad when one of the 4 women that founded the BLM organization, who bought a $1 million mansion in a predominantly white neighborhood, washed her hands of it and just walked away. It's like, do you guys not see how this works? You get people into an emotional frenzy, take a bunch of money from them, pay yourself with some of that money, donate the rest of it to your preferred political candidates, and when there's no more purpose for it, when you've outlived your purpose, okay, to the dumpster you go, and they walk away with your money, and the political candidates go on and don't ever do anything that you thought they were going to do, because again, you're useful fucking idiots.
Doku, I have some breaking news. Dog just stuck its tongue up Matt's nose and thinks it touched his brain.
I'm not sure if that's a good luck charm or a curse.
It's something. Oh, be careful, Matt. Make sure you're not getting urges to vote Democrat. Perhaps something's gone wrong.
Oh no, they're going for the dog. They're trying. There's a lot of bad jokes I could make. I'm just going to stop. I'm just cutting myself off at the pass. That's how you get worms. They're at least Sharadi is making one of the jokes I was going to go for.
Yeah, that was definitely the nicer of the group, though, wasn't it? Let's be honest, mate.
Yeah, there's a few worse ones I could make, but we'll just save those for later.
Yeah,
that's what the dog said. Oh God, Sean King, aka Talcum X. How do people still buy his bull? Like, he's not black, he's white.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give him credit. He is probably a better grifter than Al Sharpton and what the hell's the other name of that? Jesse Jackson combined. Like, I don't know how you can grift your way into black fistma oppression, fuck the system, rage against the machine type shit, while being a white man with a very creative fucking barber. Like,
query from Moondog. Atlanta won the World Series. Fits perfectly after the All-Star game was taken away from them. Is that Rounders?
See, the Atlanta Braves.
Okay. Again, is it Rounders or is it something else? I don't actually know. It's a genuine question.
Oh, baseball.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Rounders. Cool. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
And funny enough, I'm glad that the Braves won because prior to the internet and mainstream media having a meltdown over Virginia and hopefully New Jersey going red, I'm not gonna hold my breath, but I'll cross my fingers because if that happens, oh boy, it'll be fucking hilarious. But they were freaking out because Trump was at a previous game doing the tomahawk chop, and oh my god, racist white supremacy, tomahawk chop. It's close to a Nazi salute. It's the Nazi salute's cousin near Trump. Trump, 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 racist, racist, Trump, Nazi, Trump, Trump, racist, Trump, Nazi. I'm serious, dude. These guys only have two modes. Either ha 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 or Trump, racist, Nazi. That's it. That's all they can do. They don't bring anything constructive to the table. When they have power, they don't know what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah.
They're the equivalent of children that never had parents.
I've always thought of them, okay, and I'm willing to be wrong here, but I always thought of them as people that never heard the word no. Stop it. What do you think?
That's very close.
Okay.
There's a reason that I think. So there's multifaceted issues going into this. I'll dial myself back a little bit, try to be more serious. So there's multiple factors that go into the larger problem that we have going on in specifically Western society, because Western society is the only area where the family unit and by extension community is directly under attack, and this does include religion as well. And it's not just broken households, single fathers, single mothers, but also the fact that no, parents don't have a say over what their children are taught or not taught. And there is a reason that they're trying to divide and separate communities, even on the smallest level, which would be the family unit, is because it results in the type of people that you see now currently that are screaming at the sky with half their head shaved and don't know what bathroom to use, is because they are a product of the state. They don't want you thinking for yourself. They don't want you to have a sense of community. They don't want you to be independent. They want you to be reliant upon them. They don't want you to question anything. They are an entire generation of useful idiots bred primarily from the education system, which is why when you see anybody trying to question the legitimacy of public education or school boards or teachers, the left will come out like a rabid dog, because that's where that's their breeding ground. This is how it all started back in the 60s and 70s. This is where this generational mindset and degradation of society came from, was due to Frankfurt Marxist theory. And it started in the colleges, and then the students that they produced got into education or in positions of power in corporate America, and it started to filter down. And given a couple of decades, 2 to 3 generations is all it takes to destroy a society, destroy a culture, which we're on the 4th generation now, and we're starting to see the results of this, a very long plan where you can't produce a product or go to work for a large company that pays you a decent paycheck without being subjugated to some CRT. White people are evil and the devil, and if you're a black or a brown or whatever, you're oppressed. And if you ever played with a Barbie doll once in your life, then you're trans and you got to go cut your dick off or sew one on. I don't know which one it is. I don't know. We won't go down that rabbit hole. But this all stemmed from the education system, and it filters through like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's an Ouroboros. You teach the upcoming generation this, they'll teach their children that. Some of them, those people will go into positions of power, whether they're teachers, professors, HR managers, or CEOs of companies. They'll still hold this ideology, this mindset in their heads. Maybe they'll go into politics. It'll start filtering through society, and it's societal rot. That's basically what it is. And it's all done with the explicit purpose of trying to break down society and destroy it so that it can be reconstructed and recreated in the form of whatever the original architect of this idea was, which happens to be Marxism. It's the non-violent proletariat riot rising up against the Bolsheviks. It's your non-violent Soviet revolution. It's done from the inside with very few shots being fired.
One moment, please, Doku. Do look in your DMs. carry on from there, mate. But just it's up to you if you want to put it up for people to take a chuckle at.
Yeah, because this is too funny not to share.
It's good though, isn't it? I mean, honestly.
It is. It really is. But yeah, that was good timing because that pretty much concludes my more serious philosophical rant of the morning.
Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, the climate change goblin. That says everything that needs to be said. It truly does. Just pure. I mean, I know we're talking In all fairness, it's Glasgow. I'm surprised she hasn't. It hasn't. What do you call it, male or female?
Gork.
Okay, I'm surprised Gork hasn't disappeared. Seriously, I mean, genetically, it's probably very similar to the people of Glasgow, and doesn't it come from a land that's absolutely icy cold and covered in snow? And now it's in Glasgow, so spot the difference.
Actually,
I agree with you, Oz. Toss in a volcano, keep it nice and warm.
I just realized something though. I have to take back the name Gork because that's insulting to Gork and Mork, and
That's better.
not sully the names of the greatest orc gods that ever lived.
Hoorah.
So it's Grimgurg.
Okay.
Grimgurg it is.
Mm-hmm. But seriously, okay, if that does not say everything that needs to be said about that creature, I don't know what does. When you work on the idea that she is basically from the land of ice and snow, and she's still freaking freezing up there. I don't blame her. I'll be honest, I really don't blame her.
Sean, is that Copper Cab? It might sexually identify as Copper Cab.
I don't know what that is. I think I'm too scared to ask. I'll be honest with you.
And Copper Cab is he's a YouTuber. He got famous because he was the Gingers Have Souls kid from South Park. That South Park made fun of. Yeah, that infamous video.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. We do have souls. We have lots of people's souls.
Yes, you do. I will say, I got to give Copper Crab credit. He is probably the most professional Spurg I've ever seen. Like, he's the original professional Spurg.
I don't know what to say to that. Okay, cool.
He built a career off of it. I mean, seriously. I'm not joking. He built a rather successful career off just being a Spurg.
Okay. Right. Well,
the internet was a mistake.
The internet is a mistake. Come on. Okay. The basic idea of the internet is a great idea. Social media was the biggest mistake they could have made. Genuinely. All right. I don't even know what to say anymore. Because after all, if I say anything, I might get arrested for being ratioing or some crap like that.
You know, I always used to laugh at the saying that realize half the population is stupid and then realize half the population is stupider than that. But it's a lot more accurate than I really care to admit.
Yes, Strata, you have, and I completely agree with you. I really do. You are correct. Enjoy that. I am admitting you are correct.
That doesn't happen often. Oh, so I think that pretty much covers everything to laugh at when it comes to Virginia and the media losing their mind. I'm still shocked New Jersey is as close as it is. I don't expect them to win it, but if they do...
When will we know?
Good question. I'm not sure, actually.
Okay.
I think they're in the process of counting again. I'm not going to hold my breath. New Jersey is not nearly as it doesn't have as many hoops to jump through as Virginia does when it comes to trying to find those convenient extra couple of tens of thousands of ballots that you need that you couldn't find and count on time, despite we've somehow managed to conduct elections in this country for God knows how many cycles now where we can find and count all of our ballots on election night. No problem.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you. Mail deadline is Monday, apparently.
Okay, so wow, that's. I'm guessing it's Monday if it's dated by. The second. So, which means they'll just stamp a bunch of ballots with take the second. Like, if anybody doesn't think they don't do that, I hate to break it to you. Yes, they do. They have a bunch of pre-printed ballots that they'll just stamp.
Yeah.
Like, it's stamped the second, so it must be legitimate. It's like, no, this mail-in ballots are a fucking mistake. Early voting, as long as you have a signatory and a witness, I'm okay with it. But the mail-in ballot shit is absolute fucking bullshit. Like,
yeah.
Like, you should not accept anything past the date of election night. Like, as soon as it rolls over, if it hasn't been received, I'm sorry, you wanted to run the risk of putting your ballot in the mail instead of voting in person. That's the risk you take.
I'll be surprised if they do, by the way, Oz. I really, really will. And you know full damn well they're not going to. He's saying, did you see Facebook giving up on facial recognition, deleting the info they gathered on 1 billion people? Like hell will they?
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that because, well, it's Facebook we're talking about. What I want to know is who the hell did they sell it to?
Yeah. Well, China had to get it somehow. Oh, who said that? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Never. No.
Well, anyways, that's all I have as far as my gloating at the ever so amusing Democrat salt that is coming out about their terrible pants kick in Virginia, and also losing in Buffalo, New York, to a write-in campaign.
That's glorious.
As much as I like watching Virginia flip red, the Buffalo not voting for the socialist who was on the ballot and voting for the previous Democrat, I believe it was, who wasn't on the ballot by a write-in campaign, that is just absolutely hilarious.
I'm okay with this.
Buffalo's always been pretty blue, but I mean, again, we're talking about an incumbent Democrat. A Republican wasn't going to. I don't even think a Republican ran in Buffalo, which is why.
Wow.
Which is why this is so funny. Like, yeah, you see all the talking heads and the pundits. Like, the reason the left is losing is because they're not far enough left. They're not appealing to the leftist base. It's like, you don't understand how the Averton window works, do you? No, they're rejecting your ridiculous clown-headed Marxist ideology bullshit. Like, that's the reason you're losing. But they're convinced that the reason the left is losing is because the left isn't far left enough. And well, the write-ins would suggest otherwise.
Yeah. Thing is, this whole rubbish about the left isn't left enough and the right is too far right and all that rubbish. We can sit here and we can complain about one side or the other being correct or incorrect in things, but it boils down to this: what can be done to actually fix the shit show that America is becoming? And I'm not saying this because I know that there are people out there who say, how could a Brit actually have an opinion on this? It's none of his business. No, you're right. You are completely correct. It is none of my business. I do not have a dog in this fight. Without sounding too harsh, I don't care. But equally, I don't want you to go downhill the way things are going. It's not right, okay? It really isn't. But what can be done?
Well, honestly, so just to touch on your first point, yeah, you don't have a dog in this fight, but at the same time, you talk to more people who are politically engaged, and aware than at least half of the voting population. That goes for Democrats and Republicans. Like,
True.
just when I went to vote, I already know what candidates I'm voting for because I do my research prior. I'm paying attention. And when it comes to the local issues, like, should we spend money on this? Should we spend money on that? Should we spend money on this? All I have to do is read it once. I know where I stand. It takes me about 5 minutes to decide yes, yay or nay. Right. So it takes me about 5 minutes to fill out a ballot, maybe 10 if I really have to read through. And there's a lot of local issues. Like there was only 3 this time around. It was we're going to expand this. We're going to expand this road, build a roundabout here, build a roundabout there. Yeah, our roads suck, and roundabouts actually pay for themselves over time. It means less stoplights, less electricity. It keeps traffic flowing evenly. Boom. Yes, easy. No brainer.
Hold it. Are you saying my roads? Is
My roads.
Saying to me? My roads? Yes, that was for Dodge. And so, as you all know, Mad Dodge died last year. We will be doing a stream on the 11th of next month. So I'm giving you a month warning. It's a wake for both Mad Dodge and for Cabby. If you can, please be there because, well, they were both complete shitheads. I loved both of them.
They are missed. We'll reminisce on the 11th, though.
Yeah.
And all of y'all listening, you better show up. Otherwise, someone's going to haunt you.
Oh, good God, could you imagine if Cabby actually started haunting people? You would never get peace and bloody quiet.
No, you wouldn't. At least Dodge would play a few jokes. Cabby, you're just screwed. So if you don't show up and you end up getting haunted, pray to your God that it's Dodge haunting you and not Cabby.
Yeah. Oh, hello. I just got something from Shirati here. Seems that Prince Charles has told your potato-in-chief that the Queen was very disappointed in him. Yeah.
Oh, you know it's bad when the Queen is... Oh, no. Oh, no.
She has a son that has been accused of getting it on with underage people, and she's disappointed in Biden. Wow.
Yeah. So...
Don't know what to say.
You poop in front of the Pope. The Queen is disappointed in you. Your son's a crackhead, and you can't speak in coherent sentences. And just I don't know what to say, man. I really hope people wake up to how absolute bullshit all of this is. As you were asking earlier, how do you fix this? There's only 2 ways. There really is only 2 ways. And neither of them are... Well, I take it back. There's 3 ways.
Yeah.
One is not good. The other 2 are worse than not good. I'll get the worst one out of the way possible. Yeah, it ends up in civil war, and half of us will end up either in dead or in a gulag because we know how communist revolutions work. We've seen it. History has shown it. And they're trying the soft revolution route. When people don't go with it, face the wall. We know how that works. We've seen it over and over and over again. These people they've openly said that they're willing to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's the worst case scenario. So we'll just get that one out of the way now. The 2 more likely scenarios. The never interrupt your enemy when they're making mistakes scenario. They just fuck everything up so bad that nobody in their right mind would actually continue to go down this rabbit hole. It's complete rejection of the far left Marxist ideology that has now become the Democratic Party. I mean, even Democrats are looking at this and going, "This is not the Democratic Party that I grew up with." Even unless you are living in a log cabin with no cable, no internet, no nothing, and just walk 15 miles through the snow down the mountain to go vote for Democrat every year, you have to, at least to some degree, even if it's on a subconscious level, realize how far left the left has shifted. This is not your union blue-collar Democratic Party of the 60s and 70s. It isn't.
No.
These are academic elitist, corporatist elitist, globalist elitist, political elitist. And the Democratic Party has become the oligarchical ruling class. And Republicans don't think that they don't have the same people with similar mindsets and dispositions in the Republican Party. They exist too. And unlike the Democratic Party, though, the Republican Party is rejecting them en masse. That's the reason they're freaking out about it's Trumpism, it's bad, it's evil, Lincoln Project, we're the true Republicans. It's like, nah, you're just the other side of the same ruling elite coin. Go fuck yourself. Hey, that's why nationalist populism is rising up, is because we're tired of globalist elitists selling us out to the rest of the world for their own personal gain and profit. And so it's either going to decay naturally because, to be blunt, these people just don't care about their underlings, their serfs, their slaves, essentially, because that's what you are. You're a debt slave. You're a slave to taxes. You're a slave to the bank. You're a slave to all these people who sit on their ivory tower and spit on you because they think you need some sort of hydration so you can keep working their proverbial fields to make them more money.
One moment. From Susan. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think we'd have a president who shot himself.
In front of the Pope.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, okay? The fact that he shit himself was one thing, and that is absolutely hideous. But he did it in front of the Pope. I mean, wow. Okay. There is certain levels that you're willing to drop down to, then there's potato and chief.
I'm gonna make a joke, but I'll just give you the last scenario. It's either natural decay I'll just say it, civil war. It's natural decay, civil war, or foreign powers. Foreign powers are going to come in and take over the country. If it becomes weak enough, you don't think it's going to happen? Trust me, it'll happen.
So how's your Mandarin going? You okay with learning that?
Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't even have to be a military invasion. It'll be an economic one.
True.
They'll wait for the economic collapse and they'll come in and buy everything. Guess what? You'll be working for a Chinese company instead of an American company.
Oh, you mean like they are now? Gotcha.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Sorry, mate.
But not for the joke. I wonder if we could get the hashtag Chunky Joe trending. Do you think it's too late?
Ew.
Double chocolate chip.
Makes you wonder about his ice creams now, doesn't it? But that's just wrong on too many levels, dude. Okay, that's no, bad Doku, naughty Doku. Stop it.
Oh, so you know how they have ice cream tacos?
Oh, Jesus.
I wonder if they have a Doritos Locos ice cream taco.
Hey, at least you didn't go, is it quesadillas?
Oh, quesadillas.
Yeah, that would have done it. Oh, mate. So wrong. Yeah. From Susan, Babe Ruth Joe.
Oh, I don't have. Does he put peanuts on his ice cream? Tootsie Roll.
He really shouldn't. Okay.
Joe, have a Snickers. You're not yourself when you're hungry. I know. That's why I don't eat them.
And Sean, actually, to be fair, mate, if you guys actually had a shit throwing monkey as your commander in chief, he'd probably do a better job. Am I wrong?
Hey, you're not wrong, but probably not for the reason you think.
Okay. Well, at least he's got a weapon.
Well, I guess that's one road to go down, but no, it's because, let's be honest, Joe's not the one in charge. Joe doesn't call the shots. They just put a piece of paper in front of him and say, sign here.
Yeah. Hold it up, dude. Susan. Yes. First of all, I totally agree. Joe's not a loose cannon. He's a loose sphincter. You have just won the internet right there. Congratulations. Okay.
Oh, Cannon Dribble Joe.
Oh, yes.
You know,
By the way, did you hear about he actually had to wear a nappy because of it?
yeah, which I haven't realized this until now, and I'm surprised. You know how they were trying to bring around the Trump baby balloon?
Yeah,
The Trump curse has to be real because now
yeah.
your guy is actual having to wear a diaper. Like
Mm-hmm.
versus Trump's at the Braves game doing the tomahawk chop and still eating his fried chicken with a fork and knife. I'll never get past that.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's fried chicken. You don't eat it with a fork and knife. That's like my mom eating pizza with a fork and knife, which still drives me nuts to this day.
Oh no, she doesn't, does she?
She does, and I can't stand it.
Oh.
It drives me nuts. I'm like, dude, it's pizza. Just pick it up and eat it.
Yeah, I don't eat pizza, but even I know how you're not, you're meant to eat the damn thing. And no, that's right, Doku. You heard me. I don't like pizza.
I'm not a huge fan of pizza. I don't know. I used to love it as a kid, and I don't know. Now it's just kind of boring to me. There's better things out there. Although I will take it. I will make a few exceptions. There is a Middle Eastern restaurant that used to make a chicken shawarma pizza, and by God, it's one of the best things I've ever had. Holy shit, was that good? I think they had to close down because it was family owned. But again, I'm going to find a recipe. I need to try to recreate this.
Mm-hmm.
But buffalo chicken pizza and Philly cheesesteak pizza, that I'm good with.
First of all, hey Jim, and from Shirati, Trump is a germaphobe. He won't touch anything he hasn't seen prepared. I actually understand.
Honestly, I don't really blame him. Like when you get to a certain position, I mean, just being a germaphobe, yes, that one thing, but also that's probably only going to get worse when you get to a certain social visibility, because you never know. I'm not saying like, oh, they're going to try to poison me, but you never know who's just going to like, I don't know, spit in your food or something. Like that's why I usually make my own food.
Doku, DMs, put it up. Don't argue. This came from Oz.
Oh boy. Oh.
Because you have to. You need to, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
You listen here now, Pony Soldier.
I'm so sorry, America. I am so sorry.
Oh
for what you've
no.
got.
We're born in diapers and we die in diapers.
Yeah. That just says everything that needs to be said, doesn't it?
Oh, life is a cool thing.
Yeah.
Oh, just goodness gracious. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to actually end it on dear old Potato Head Joe, or possibly Chocolate Chip Ass Joe, depending on how you want to look at it. And we will finish there. Thank you very much. Sorry you was unable to turn up earlier, Jim, but thank you for coming anyway. Thank you, everybody. Doku, thank you very much for actually basically running the bloody stream. I hope everyone had a bit of a chuckle, even at the absolute horror of the world as is. Is there anything you'd like to say, mate?
It's too late to buy Goid Coin. We're already doomed. So, Godspeed.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.